Hey everybody, Bill and Deb with I Ride Tiny House Adventures.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think it's still morning.
Is it still morning?
Pretty sure.
Well,
For us it is.
Yeah. Well, it's nice and cool this morning.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. When that cold front came down from the north, it made us very, very happy.
Extremely
happy. Yeah, sure did. And by the way, it's purely coincidental that we're both wearing the same color shirt this morning.
Except I got dressed first.
You did get dressed first, and
so
I just
you copied me.
I didn't see what you had on when you stepped out to take Delilah outside, so I had no idea.
Fine.
It just proves how close we are, up here. I think. Don't you think?
That's what you want to think.
Anyway, I guess we ought to tell them where we are.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Where we're sitting right now is Eagle Rock Campground on Table Rock Lake, and it's just technically it's just 36 miles from Rogers, Arkansas. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Cassville, Missouri, and Roaring River State Park.
Exactly.
Right? Now the campground here is a nice little campground. We really enjoyed our stay here. Today is Thursday, and we'll be heading out from here on Sunday. Yeah. And we really enjoyed our stay here, and we've met so many nice people, as we always do, everywhere we go, right?
I don't think we've ever met a nice person.
No, we never have. Everybody has always been real nice, and in fact, we had one gentleman here because, see, they fish for trout over at Roaring River State Park, which is 7-8 miles from here.
I think so.
Yeah. And our neighbor said, I'm going fishing and I'm going to bring you all some trout. Do you like trout? Well, we never had trout before, but we said, yeah, we like trout.
Sure.
So he brought us some fillets, and man, they were awesome, weren't
Yes,
they?
they were.
Yes, absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. But anyway.
They brought us a big old container full.
Yeah.
And my thought was, oh my gosh, we'll never be able to eat all that. But you know what?
We did.
We ate every bit of it.
Yeah. We did. But you didn't have to mention that part.
Oh, okay. Well, fish is not fattening.
That's right. And my blood sugar showed it the next morning.
It doesn't matter that it
didn't
was
really affect my blood.
fried, but we fried it in olive oil.
Now, dear, keep that part out of it.
Okay.
I swear.
Sorry.
Anyway, more about the campground right quick, and then we'll move on to other subjects. But the campground here is a nice little campground. How many sites do they have total? Do you know, dear?
51 total, but that includes this side of the highway and the other side of the highway.
Right. There's another section on the other side of the highway, and the lake is just right over there.
Yes,
right over there.
You barely see it from
Right.
here.
If you look where I'm pointing, you can see the water, and it's a really nice arm of the lake. It's really, really nice here. There's not a whole bunch of big boats and stuff, and it's really cool if you want to go kayaking or something like that, because there's not a lot of waves you have to buck and stuff like that. So that part is really neat. The lake is coming down too. It's probably dropped 3 or 4 feet since we got here. So water levels are starting to get back to normal everywhere, which is good for everybody. So we hope that that continues to be the norm. But anyway, 50 some odd sites.
Mm-hmm.
Several sites around the perimeter are primitive, no power, no water. And then they have sites in the middle, and I'd say roughly, I don't know, how many sites would you say in the middle have power?
11 or 12.
11 or 12 have power, and we happen to be at one of them. Beautiful little campground. Dollar General is just a mile up the road, which is always a plus for us, right?
Yes, because there's things we need like chips,
Beer, yeah, and stuff.
things, you run out of bread.
Yeah. Now and then, we'll eat something bad like hot dogs, and they've got stuff for that and everything.
Yes.
So anyway, that's cool. So it's a pretty nice campground. We really enjoyed our stay here, and we'll be back to this one.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we will.
Definitely.
Now, the next thing we'll talk about quickly is we did go over to Roaring River State Park, which we told you that we would in our last video. However, they were doing a lot of construction work over there where all the pools are, where they raise the trout. And all the pools have been drained and everything, so there wasn't anything we could show you there. Now, we did shoot some video of the river itself. There were lots of, which is beautiful, and you're looking at some of that video, I'm sure, right now. And there was a lot.
Things, Roaring River is fed, if I understand it correctly, by one big, huge spring.
Yes, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we couldn't, normally you can walk up to this spring and see it.
Yeah.
And until just a few years ago, they had never found the bottom of
Yeah,
the spring.
they have recently. I think I Googled it here a while back, and they did finally determine just how deep it is, and it's.
But
let's
it
just-
feeds, and as you'll see, as the water's rushing by, the immense amount of water
Yeah.
that this Roaring River has,
Exactly.
and it's coming straight up out of the ground, and it's ice cold, which is what gives it great for raising trout.
Yeah, which makes it great for raising trout. Absolutely. And there were lots of folks trout fishing. We saw lots of folks catch trout while we were there. They have 3 separate camping areas there. And we drove through one section, which was our favorite. And I'm sure you're probably seeing a little bit of B-roll of that right now, or you will be shortly. Beautiful section. Takes you way up into a valley. I would say at least a quarter mile.
Seemed
You
like
know,
it
it
just went
seemed
on
like,
and on
yeah,
and
you know,
on.
every time we just kept on going and going and going. Really neat. Now, it is a state park, so the discounts, if you have the senior pass, don't apply like they do at a Corps of Engineer park. I think the standard price is $25 a night, and for seniors, you get a $2 discount, so it'd make it $23. However, I would like to spend a weekend there sometime. You know, I really would, because I think it's really, really beautiful. So anyway, be sure and check out Roaring River State Park in Missouri. It's near Cassville, Missouri. You can Google it. And there are some other YouTube videos out there back when you could get to where the spring is and everything, because I found some here a while back. So you can go in there and look at it. But it's a beautiful area, gorgeous. They have a really neat swimming hole. I'll warn you, though, the water's cold.
Yes.
The water's
The
cold.
sunshine feels really good.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah. So, but on those hot days like what we had last week, that would be very inviting, that cold water.
Absolutely.
All right. So, now, what we really wanted to talk about is we're coming up on 5 months. Technically, we are at 5 months full-timing in the trailer, because we stayed in the trailer for a full week on our driveway before we moved before we actually started going to campsites. And so we have been in the trailer a full 5 months now. So what we want to talk about is living or full-timing in 112 square feet, right? 112 square feet. Yeah, that's what it is, 112 square feet. And really, it's less than that when you consider, you know, that the bed takes up a lot of that square footage, and then the cabinets in the kitchen galley at the back take up some of that square footage. But overall, you know, it's right at 112 square feet. And basically what we did when we were deciding on how to do this conversion, and we looked at larger trailers, we looked at several different options before we actually started doing the conversion. What we did, and this is what you can do, and we're not going to tell you that you should do what we did, okay? Well, we need to get that out of the way. No,
No.
because everybody's needs is different. What's important to other people is different than us. So you do what's important to you. But basically what we did, we've sat down and we made a list of the things that are important to us. And basically what we thought about is, okay, we're living in this house, which, by the way, we leased our house. We were in that house for what, 3 years or so, you know, roughly in that
Ever
particular
since the
one.
motorhome burnt.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it was about 3 years.
we-
And yeah, it might have been 4. I can't remember. Time gets away from me. But by the time, and as far as the area was concerned and the caliber of the house, our rent was inexpensive compared to others, you know, the same caliber in that area. But when you add up what we paid for rent and utilities and everything, it was over $1,200 a month, closer to $1,300 a month on the average is what it cost us to live in the house. So, but what we did, we made a list of the things that we appreciated most about our house and the things that were important to us. And of course, that was a shower, a real shower, and being able to take a shower, you know, often, because generally speaking, I try to take a shower every day. You know, now and then, if I haven't done much the day before, I may skip the shower, you know, for one day now and then. But generally speaking, very rarely. Generally speaking, I take a shower every day. And, you know.
And I wash my hair every other day.
Yeah, and Deb washes her hair every other day.
I can't stand non-washed hair.
So those things were important to us. Another thing was a good night's sleep, of course.
Yes.
So we were spoiled with our 12-inch. We know we've talked about it before, I know. But in our particular case, we were spoiled with our 12-inch memory foam mattress. And it's a real queen. You know, I'm a tall dude. I'm 6'3". And when I really stretch out and sprawl out, you know, I can easily chew up that length on that mattress.
80-inch mattress.
That 80-inch mattress, yeah. So that was important to us. Another thing was the kitchen layout. It had to be a certain way, you know, and
Well, what we needed was, of course, I wanted a double sink
yeah,
because it's easier to wash dishes
Right.
in a double sink.
Right.
I don't know how people wash dishes in one little bitty sink.
right,
My other thing is I wanted a place for our coffee pot. Permanent place. Because if I want a cup of coffee, I want a cup of coffee.
That's
I don't
right.
want to have to dig the coffee pot out.
exactly.
The other
Yeah.
thing we wanted is we knew we needed some place to pull our cookware out, our induction cooktop, our George Foreman grill, our toaster oven. We had to have a spot to sit it on
Right,
to use it. And then, of course, we wanted a place on each side of that for us to sit and
Comfortably.
eat inside.
comfortably inside.
So we thought about that. And
And that area actually doubles as a nice workstation for when I'm
Yes.
editing videos and things like that. You know, it works out real well for all those things.
for everything.
Yeah, for everything.
It's
So-
just a perfect location.
So consequently, when we chose our cabinets accordingly, and we didn't build our own cabinets, not the ones on the floor. Now, on the overhead, and you've seen this before, and I'm sure you're going to be seeing some B-roll here, some photos, or you already have. We opted not to go with traditional cabinets overhead. Instead, we went with the shelf system that we put in and used the containers, and we have a lip on the front of the shelf to keep these containers from sliding out. And then, of course, when we're going down the road, we have a bungee cord system that we can hook that stretches across them to keep them in place. And so far, we haven't had anything.
No.
And we traveled
And
a lot.
the reason we did
Yeah.
that is because I'm height challenged. And the shelf, we discussed doing overhead cabinets with doors.
Yeah.
And I told Bill, I said, okay, great, but I'm going to have a basket in there that I can reach in, pull out, sit
Yeah.
down here on the bar
Yeah.
so I can see what I'm looking for.
Right,
And he says, well, then why have doors?
right, exactly.
So that's how we came to that decision.
So we came up with the container system, and then we
Which works
also
great.
and we carried the container system on over to where we keep all of our clothes and everything
Yes.
too. The ones that don't have to be hung up, you know, the ones that we can fold and put away.
Yes.
So we utilized that shelf system and container system for that as well.
And it works awesome.
And so, but we didn't build our floor cabinets. We bought them at a warehouse type store there in Rogers. And the way we mounted the refrigerator, we actually bought a cabinet that had a drawer, but we wanted our refrigerator to set a little bit lower. But we bought a cabinet that had a drawer and then a traditional cabinet underneath with a door. So what we did, we simply just cut off the drawer section on top, and then I, modified it and put a top on that, and that dropped it down where the refrigerator was the perfect height for both of us to reach in to get stuff.
And we chose that refrigerator
Yeah.
because I wanted a separate freezer. In
Right.
other words, it's got two doors. It's
Right.
got the freezer door and the regular refrigerator door.
So basically what we're saying is we survived just fine in 112 square feet because and this is what you can do. We made a list of the things that were important to us, that would make us feel what we liked in our house. We made a list of these things, and most of the stuff that was the most important to us, I mean, even the big TV. I mean, some people say, well, that's pretty extravagant to go with a 50-inch TV, but
and
hey,
it is for some people.
it is for some people. Other people would be happy with a 24-inch. Other people would be happy just watching programs on their tablet or their phone, and that's fine. That's fine. What we did, we just tried to incorporate in our conversion the things that were important to us that made us feel like, we still
were
had
home.
we had the same conveniences of home. Yeah, that's correct, and that's what's made it easier. Now, do we ever get irritated with each other?
See, I'm all about organization and routine.
I'm getting better.
You are getting
Yes.
better. So I usually get up first, take
I'm-
a shower,
I'm-
take
Okay.
a shower,
Fine.
dress, bring Delilah outside.
Yeah.
So
True.
while Delilah and I are outside, Bill has the entire bathroom dressing area all to himself.
Yeah. You betcha.
Then when he comes out, we go in. We decide then it's time to go in, and we go in and we fix breakfast.
Mhm.
Then I kick him out of my kitchen. get out.
Which is
Out of my house.
Which is really exactly what I want to happen.
Because I can't. I'm going to do my routine. I'm going to do the dishes, put on something for supper. I try to have something for the crock pot
Yeah.
or something like that.
That's true. That's true.
Make the bed because I can't stand an unmade bed. Plus, we do lots of tours, and I don't want people thinking
Right,
we're
yeah,
slobs.
we always have people coming by. Can we look inside? So you know, we've got to make sure it's always ready.
And
you know,
then here's how anal I am. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we haul the trash off
yeah,
because these are my routines,
Right.
and I need that for
Yeah.
my own peace of mind.
sure.
Once I get that part done, we come outside and we mow the yard, right?
Yeah, right. No. By the way, looking around at the grass, it's
Oh my
time
gosh.
for our yard
Where
guy to
is
show
our
up.
yard man?
Yeah, where is it? Anyway, now, you know, we've said this before, we'll say it one more time. We did not build this trailer to hibernate in.
No.
You know, no,
We like being
no,
outside.
we like being outside. And another thing that helps with that is our Gazelle gazebo, which we did a feature on that here a while back.
Yes.
Only we mistakenly referred to it as a tent.
It's
It's
not
a
a tent.
Gazelle gazebo. It's not a tent.
It's
It's
a
a gazebo.
portable gazebo.
Yeah, yeah. And it's nice and it's roomy on the inside.
I think it's
And,
like 96 square feet.
Yeah, about
Almost
96.
double our
Yeah.
space.
No, that's not. No, our space inside is
112.
112.
I mean, it almost doubled our living space.
Yeah, that's what she meant.
That's what
yeah,
I meant.
right. But we really enjoy our Gazelle gazebo.
Yes.
And there have been spots we've been at where there was no place to set it up. But
Disappointing.
yeah, it was disappointing. But 80% of the time we're able to set up the gazebo. And what do we use it for? Well, sometimes we just use it to relax in. Other times, I mean, Deb does her painting in there. Right now I'm using it to practice my music for my upcoming gig I have in Spearfish, South Dakota. It works so well for all these different things, you know, and it's just a nice place for us to be able to go. And so what do we do on rainy days? Well, on rainy days, we can still go out to the gazebo because it repels rain quite nicely,
Yes,
doesn't it?
it's wonderful like that.
Yeah, yeah. Other things we can do on rainy days because we have our what do you call them, chair style cushions that we're up against that are on the bed. What would you call them? Yeah,
chair bed pillows.
the
I guess.
chair bed pillows. We'll go in there and we'll pull up a movie and watch it. Right now we have pretty decent reception with our TV where we are with our
Back
TV
when
antenna.
it was so hot last week, we gave in and went in and spent a couple of hours every
Yeah.
afternoon watching
When it
TV.
was really hot last week and we had our air conditioner, of course, and we were, you know, getting spoiled with
Grateful.
air conditioner and so grateful. We would go in the heat of the afternoon and spend a couple of hours watching some programs on television
cooled off a
until it
little.
cooled off. And then the minute it cooled off where it was decent enough to come back outside, we go ahead and come on back outside because we're not indoorsy people at all.
Well,
And-
when you're stuck inside, you can't meet your neighbors.
That's true. Can't meet your neighbors, you know.
And we enjoy talking
And
to
we
them.
enjoy talking to folks. So these are the things. And here again, we want to stress this one more time. Don't think that you have to design your conversion like we did. What's important for you is to sit down and make a list of the things that are important to you, and then design your conversion accordingly. Very simple. You know, very simple.
And one of the things that we've learned from watching another video was you store stuff where you use
Exactly.
it. So you're not searching all over the place for what you use.
Exactly.
Store your coffee cups where the coffee pot is. Store the food stuff where you prepare food. Store the silverware. I mean, clothing where you get dressed.
Right.
And it's just simple little things like that.
Right.
But it makes life so much easier.
I have my clothing section. She has her clothing section, and it's all, everything pretty much is at our fingertips. Everything
Absolutely.
pretty much is at our fingertips, and that makes it nice and convenient. And even when the way we designed it for us, okay,
Yeah.
the way we designed it so that we wouldn't have to, whenever we have to fill our freshwater tank and utilize it, the way we went with the extra tank in the van so we can go fill it up and then transfer the water over.
So much easier than
right.
stringing a hose.
So much
across.
easier, right, stringing a
Sometimes,
hose
like
across.
right now, we would have to have 150 feet of hose.
Yeah, 150 feet of hose or so to
Or
reach.
break down, go
Yeah.
fill, come back, and we
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
Right. Now, you know, of course, now here again, our trailer was designed to actually cater to Corps of Engineer campgrounds that have dump stations, that have water available, that have power. In order to set up our trailer where we could go out and utilize solar. I do have room to do that if I wanted to do something like that. I left room for a larger battery bank. I have room to add solar panels and things like that. So there are things that we could do, but for now, we're perfectly contented doing what we're doing. And when you look at it this way, that we're averaging $10 a day,
10 to 11.
10 to 11, to have all of the conveniences of still having water available, power, dump station, things like that, and still be setting at a beautiful lake setting or a stream or something like that, which is one thing that we really appreciate. That's just our personal preferences. That doesn't
Right.
mean anything else other than that. So that's the way we've designed it, and for at least this coming winter and up into spring, those are the kind of places we're going to pursue, is that kind of thing. We've got it figured into our budget to do it that way, so that's what we're going to do. Now, things might change next year.
One never knows.
Yeah, we never know. We may decide we want to go out west where there aren't that many Corps of Engineer campgrounds and things like that. There are national parks, though, but there's not that many out there that have power and everything available. So we may, and the room is left there, the option is there, so we can turn around and set it up for that type of situation if we need to. But for right now, we're enjoying it just the way it is, you know. And another thing that helps, and yeah, Deb and I have a very unique relationship, very unique. We were childhood sweethearts. She's my best friend.
Back at you.
And that helps a lot. It really does, you know.
Well, you have
But-
to have a good sense of humor, right?
Yeah, you have to have a good sense of humor, which she has to have a much better sense of humor than I do.
You bet.
You know, sometimes I kind of feel like Tim the Tool Man on that show, you know. Poor Jill. We're always thinking, poor Jill, poor Jill. Anyway, well, I guess we've rambled enough. We probably ended up talking longer than we intended to.
Well, it's just we had a lot of questions about
Right.
what is it really like living 24/7 together.
Yeah.
And like I said, some days I kick him out of my house for, I don't know, 30 minutes. And then I'm coming outside with him. So you do need a little bit of space, but hey, you got all outdoors,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, really. Well, and the thing about it is too, we're together 95% of the time, okay? But like when we're in the gazebo, and I might be practicing with my guitar, well, I'm probably wearing headphones, so all she hears is just the little faint sound of the guitar and me trying to sing, and she's over there painting or something like that.
Painting or reading.
Right,
I like to
right.
read.
Or she's reading. So it's not like we both constantly have to be entertaining each other. We do, in our own way, get into our own little zone.
Exactly.
You know,
but we
that's
did
what
that
we
in
do.
the house.
But we do that in the house too. You know,
So.
we might wake up in the morning drinking coffee, and I may go through and look at certain things on YouTube that appeal to me, and she might be doing the same thing with her phone just for a little bit. Now, we're not phone crazy nuts, you know, where we're constantly staring at the phone. I used
Well,
to
one
be,
of us isn't.
Well, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But, you know, it's, I know, we've talked enough,
Yes.
don't you think?
Yes, I think so.
All right. Anyway, folks, this is Bill and Deb.
One more thing.
Uh-oh.
When you're thinking of going live again.
Oh. Well, we're
With the
going
music.
with the music. We are going to Spearfish, South Dakota. We're leaving out Monday. What day will that be?
29th.
The 29th. And I'm supposed to play out there Wednesday. What date would that
The
be?
31st.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The 31st. Now, the other day you were scrambling on what the dates were going to
Whatever.
be, you know. So it's my day to be foggy.
We'll
right?
be back and set back up at a campground the 4th or 5th. And that's when
we'll probably do a live music show
probably
again.
the 7th.
Yeah,
which is a
somewhere around the
Wednesday.
7th or something like that. We'll
let you know.
We'll let you know on that. And if I can, if we have decent Wi-Fi there, and they will allow me to at the banquet that I'll be playing for, we might put a little bit of that up live as well there. But keep in mind, I won't be leaving these videos up. They will be deleted right after we go live on the ones where I do the music stuff. So if you want to, but if we decide to do that, we will let you know. You know, we'll make some kind of an announcement ahead of time. but we'll for sure do one when we get back, because we'll be where we have really good service right there. And then I'll be playing at the Bentonville Farmers Market, and we might put a little bit of that up there too, on the 10th of August. Is that right? Okay. All right. We're going to let you go now. Didn't mean to keep you so long. Hope you found this information helpful. But right now, this is Bill and Deb saying, we're not camping.
We're living.
Bill and Deb with I Ride Tiny House Adventures. We'll see you again soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye now.